Hey, good evening. It is Thursday night. God, feels like we've been in the month of January forever. I made a similar post on my Facebook page tonight. We're going to talk about the cold air. Cold is going to win out. The snow chances, the best snow is actually going to fall overnight, tomorrow night into the morning hours on Saturday. I'm going to give you two different model versions. Hey, not much, guys. I see your comments on here. Sissy, Jonathan, and Roe, I believe it is. But what we're going to be talking about mainly is cold air, but I'm going to show you the model guidance. I'm going to show you it's throwing out about an inch or two over in DeKalb County and Jackson County. So we'll get to that. Let's go ahead and get the circle box up and we'll talk about what a nice night it is out there tonight. It's cold. It registered about 27 degrees on my way back in on the car thermometer, the truck thermometer anyway. But 32 officially at the Huntsville International Airport. Let's get into it. Let's talk BAM's model. This is Barron Services, and they run this here in town. This is the 3-kilometer resolution model. It's actually got a little activity at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I don't really trust I don't think this is going to verify. I think we may get a few sprinkles out there, but it will probably be later in the day because that front's going to come through. So what we're watching here is I stopped this about 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Now the bread and milk's gone already. But Bumble's probably not going to waste his time on this low-end event. So he's got a 90% accuracy rate on showing up for snow. But here comes the chance of snow. It's coming overnight, and this model has a lot more than the others. I mean, I say a lot more. It's got about a dusting to an inch to two in many areas. But this is a trend we'll watch. This has it a little farther to the west. But again, this is very late or early, however you look at it. But notice right along the Georgia state line, this continues to bring good snow here. It'll pick up a bit just before sunrise. So it's possible you're going to wake up to about an inch, maybe two on the ground the closer you are to the Georgia state line. And I really want to stress possibility. This isn't an event where we're worried or thinking, is it going to be sleet, freezing rain, or rain? It's all going to be snow. Yeah, I know northern Mississippi's a mess. We really dodged that. But again, you get 20 miles into Mississippi, it's a disaster. But this is all snow and cold, and unfortunately for people that don't have power in Mississippi, this is just insult to injury. 6 o'clock in the evening, we're going to see scattered snow showers. Probably a lot of flurry activity too, but it's brutal. Wind chill is what we're going to be talking about. We'll talk more about that in a second. But to kind of go through that, now we'll talk snow potential accumulation here. This is kind of running. You kind of see less. Those are less than an inch. Keep that in mind. And then you get the 1 to 2 inch potential for Jackson, DeKalb, maybe eastern Marshall County down towards Weiss Lake. Probably looking at a dusting. But that's it right there. Again, Bumble's probably not going to show up unless I see all the models kind of flip over to this solution. I'll show you the other model. Here's the graph model. This isn't updated yet. I may force the update at 10 because this is still on the noon model. Usually what happens is it waits till the entire model run is done, and then it'll show you the graphic. But I can force update for the 10 o'clock news, and it should be updated by then. But as far as tomorrow evening, just turning colder. Notice by 6:15, it's already 30 degrees, north wind gusting to 20, so the wind chill is going to be a factor. This brings in the snow flurries and maybe a brief snow shower late tomorrow evening. And notice the north to south movement. There's been some talk, and I was going to bring this up, the chance for this river effect snow, and I call it river effect. Some call it lake, but I mean, they're lakes, but they're not that big. In order to get river-enhanced snowfall here, you have a much wider area that wind has to go over. It has to go over more of a west-northwest wind across Wheeler Lake to throw snow down into Morgan County and then, in the same respect, into Marshall County. And I've seen some people that one person in particular that's looking at this model here. You see it's got a straight line. That's not lake-enhanced snow. Models don't pick up lake-enhanced snow most of the time. If it's a big lake, they will. But it's not going to pick up Pickwick Lake snow. That's a very localized thing. What's interesting is it is showing some ocean effects snow down in the Gulf into Florida. So we'll see if that happens. But in this case, usually, traditionally for us to get lake-enhanced snowfall off Wheeler Lake, usually that's the only lake that does it, is because the wind's out of the west-northwest. It stays along that lake for 20 miles, and that's what allows it to produce snow as it gets into northern Marshall County and western Marshall County and eastern Morgan County. And it's dumped to 2 inches before in the past. Usually the temperatures are in the teens. So if we get that, and then you can also get Browns Ferry, the cooling towers can also produce snow flurries over there in east and in western Limestone County and into Morgan County. I've seen it happen too. It happens with the rain. It enhances rainfall rates too. But here's that 4 o'clock in the morning time frame here. You can see close to the state line with Georgia. That's still our best chance. And in Mentone, Cloudmont, they've been making their own snow, so they're really, I hate cold weather, but they're loving cold weather over there. You know, the only way I like cold weather is if I'm snow skiing in the mountains or if I'm out there in the elements. But I don't like it when I'm getting in and out of my car to go to work at all, or trying to figure out what to do in North Alabama on the weekend when it's cold. But there's your Saturday early morning snow, and then there's the temperatures. We're stuck in the low 20s all afternoon Saturday. This is not going to be fun at all, and we'll talk wind chill here in a second. So here's what I expect. This isn't a model. Jeff, I don't know if you can drive on a normal day, buddy. I posted my buddy Brad Panovich. He's a meteorologist in Charlotte, and I posted on my page. It's kind of a flow chart of, you know, we always get these questions of when can I drive here, can I drive there? So it's kind of a funny take on that flow chart on if you should drive or not. So here's my forecast right now. Dusting along the Tennessee River, basically, kind of how that lines up. It's interesting how it becomes a forecast line a lot. And then the 1 to 2 in blue, close to the state line, and most of this will fall early Saturday morning. I don't expect any problems at all. This is the problem here, the wind. It's going to be very windy. These are wind gusts 38, 37, 41 miles an hour Saturday. So the wind will be sustained around 20 to 25, which is going to create a wind chill below zero. But these gusts, we'll have these 20-second wind gusts that are going to make it feel like 20 below zero. So, I mean, that's just brutal. That finally gets out of here as we get into Sunday and cold morning Sunday. Lows around 9 to, say, 12 degrees. When does it start? Jenny wants to know when it's going to start. Probably after 11 o'clock tomorrow night. And in some cases, it picks up around 2 in the morning. Latest guidance is going to come out just before the 10 o'clock news, and I'll put that on the air. But it's just probably at about hour 36 now. So as we get it, here's our wind chill. This is what it's going to feel like. Again, I urge if you've ever had problems with your pipes bursting or kind of swelling up a little bit, PEX pipe actually makes it a little bit harder for your pipes to burst. When we had the days where it was all PVC or all copper, they burst a lot more. So again, PEX pipe has a certain flexibility. I'm not a plumber, but I've done some plumbing. But I do know they talk about the PEX being a little bit more flexible. But I'm gonna drip my faucets this weekend, and I haven't all year, because usually I don't have a problem until we get into single digits, and we very well could get into single digits. Again, the wind chill does have an impact as far as keeping things cooler. It's cooling effect, but the water still freezes at 32 degrees. So if the wind chill is 20 and the temperature's 34, the water's still not going to freeze, if that makes sense. I hope it does. So as I get into tomorrow night, there's Saturday morning. I'm sleeping in. 4 below, 6 below is what it feels like with those strong gusty winds. I'll look at the snow flurries out the window, because, again, there's probably not going to be enough to make a snowman out of. And then it's relentless. Saturday afternoon, we're still looking at single-digit wind chills and below zero again Sunday morning. Even though the wind dies down, it's just going to be colder. So tonight, about 26, another freeze coming in tonight. Overall, mostly clear. And then tomorrow, 40 with that snow flurry activity probably well after 9, 11 o'clock at night. Those will be late. And then your 10-day forecast, just cold, cold, cold Saturday, Sunday. And it's below normal into next week. We get into the 40s, chance of rain Wednesday. And then next weekend looks promising for some 50s. And I've had a lot of people wonder when it's really going to warm up, more like 60s. I do see a warmer pattern coming in right around Valentine's Day week. So coming up, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll talk about the pain index, and that may have some of your migraines and stuff like that down as well. But again, we're going to start the break. 1 minute remaining. All right, 10 more seconds. We're going to start with that 10-day forecast, and then we'll get into the pain index, those things. So stop the break. All right, so again, that 10-day forecast, really just bitter cold Saturday. This will be the coldest air probably of the season. I know we're forecasting 13, but some areas are going to be closer to 7, 8, or 9. And it's just going to be real painful. That's all I can say about that. And speaking of pain, going to have a lot more arthritis issues. Some of you have had migraines since this last front. It's back-to-back Arctic air masses, sinus pressure, really cold air, fibromyalgia. This is going to continue through at least Sunday evening, and then it gets better as we go into next week. But again, things kind of level off. But that's your forecast. Coming up, we're going to be talking about the latest model guidance that's just now running. I should have that for you tonight at 10 o'clock, and I'll probably stay up late and post more information when the European model comes out later on tonight, which is around midnight. Again, appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys take care.